Tribe? How you guys doing? Welcome back for another retro review. Falcon Crest. Oh wow, season 2 episode. What episode will be on? Episode 11. So we start this episode off with Angela in her feelings because um um Chase honey got her over a barrel, and Philip is trying to tell her, listen, you need to back up off of what you're doing, trying to take over the globe, because if not, you're going to end up in jail. And Angela was like, I ain't scared of Chase. He was like, okay, but maybe you didn't hear me say jail. You going to end up in jail. And Chase was like, Angela was like, okay, well, it is what it is. That's what Falcon Crest was built on. Like, if you don't take no chances, then you know it's going to be what it's going to be. And Philip was like, Angela, like, I don't know if you really understand what I'm trying to tell you, girl. And Angela was like, I don't care. I ain't here for it. I don't care. It's going to be what it's going to be. And I'm not giving in. Then over to the house, Maggie, down to the Gilberte house. Maggie is calling Clayton, the producer, trying to find out what's going on with her movie script. Girl, when you left about that beach house without giving him a little piece, I know you knew what was up. Like, girl, you better stop. Anyway, so of course he giving her the runaround, telling her, listen, it ain't happened. It ain't, like, I ain't heard anything back. But he's still, he's still dragging her along a little bit. Then we got Vicky and her little, and what was his name? Hogan, her little man. And, anyway, he trying to talk to her about running. She talking to him about the wife. I don't really care about this whole storyline. Either they going to have an affair or they not. They've been dragging this on for 5 or 6 episodes now. Either y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do or y'all not. I don't care. And of course, the one thing that Angela is nervous about is the fact that Jacqueline is coming to town, because she's like, what Jacqueline got to do with any of this? Okay. So Jacqueline gets there, honey, and she gives Chase the information that he's been asking for. And almost immediately, Jacqueline is like, listen, I'm here for getting Angela all the way together. You know I am. But is there any way we can do this and leave Richard out of it? And Chase was like, what you mean leave Richard out of it? Richard is, like, all up in this. Like, after what he did to Cole with that whole, Cole murdered somebody thing. Like, nah. Richard don't get no passes from me either. And so, of course, Jacqueline kind of looking, like, okay, all right. Now, Cole is up to the winery. Remember he asked for a job in the last episode. So they got him working with, he wanted to work with the foreman. But, of course, Lanston interjected himself, and he working with Cole. Because, of course, he's nervous about the fact that Cole is there. Because let's go all the way back to season 1. Angela has always had a soft spot for Cole. Remember, she always uses Cole to make Lance jealous. And Lance ain't forgot about none of that, okay? And Cole know that him and Lance ain't friends. Especially with this whole situation now, where everybody think you the daddy of my child. Like, Like, we not playing that game here. So almost immediately, Lance is putting on that nice little, we're all cousins, we're one big happy family. And Cole was like, boy, bye. Like, I already know that trick. Like, I know you, you know me, we see each other. Like, I know you don't see it for me, and I damn sure don't see it for you. So stop being nice to me, because it's whatever. And Lance is like, come on, Cole. Like, we're cousins. We need to stick together. And then Melissa shows up. And as soon as Melissa shows up, Lance turns into an asshole, and he gives Cole the broom, talking about something, go ahead, I need you to clean up the winery. And of course, Cole is used to Lance and his switch up, so he giving Lance the crazy look. And Lance walks off, and Melissa's still standing there, and Cole is like, when you gonna tell everybody that I'm the baby? I'm the baby of I'm the father of your baby. And she was like, ain't nobody telling nobody nothing. I mean, like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not what's about to happen here. So the next day, Cole is working, and I told y'all Angela plays this game. So Angela then told Cole, why don't you go work with Julia and help Julia, learn the ropes from Julia. If you're here to learn everything, you need to learn what Julia does. And Cole was like, okay, I'm here for it. And Julia was trying to blow Cole off, but Angela was like, he need to come up there and he need to come learn from you. So when he walks off, and Lance hears it. Lance is in the back, lurking around, and he hears it. So when they're in the back or whatever, Julia tells Angela, I don't think that's fair to Lance. Like, you playing games, and that's not fair to Lance. And Lance is like, oh, it's okay. I can handle it, mother. Don't worry about it. because of course he overheard the whole thing. And you know Angela could care less. Angela still ain't happy that Lance let Chase get a hold of all them daggone financial records, okay? Now while all this is going on, Angela and her fur coat, honey, that was a nice fur coat Angela had on. They go down to the Globe, her and Philip go down to the Globe with the paperwork demanding a vote. Because they have enough shares now. They feel like they've secured enough shares now that they can demand this vote, and then they can vote Richard out as the editor-in-chief of the magazine. Now, Richard think he got them 2 million new shares in his back pocket, and so he's not worried about the vote, even though his secretary / concubine and told him, you need to be a little nervous because Angela got something up her sleeve. And he was like, Angela, she ain't even got enough money to secure the votes that we need to be securing. Now, back down to the Gilberte house, honey. Jacqueline overhears Vicky talking to Melissa. Now, Vicky done called up Melissa. See, this is what I'm talking about, Vicky. This is not your business. She done called Melissa to tell Melissa that she needs to come forward and she needs to let everybody know that her brother is the father of her child, and that, you know, it's not fair to Cole, and she needs to do the right thing by Cole. And Jacqueline told her, she said it in as nicest way as possible. She told Vicky, girl, you need to mind your damn business. Did your parents know? And she was like, yeah, they know. She said, okay, well, then your parents will handle it. But in the meantime and in between time, you need to mind your damn business. Now, Chase got the phone call that this Memorial Park has turned into a memorial winery, vineyard. That, remember, that was the plan that Richard was coming up with. That Richard got them to approve for him to sign off on him getting that land because he was going to turn it into a park when he really wanted to turn it into a winery so that he could buy up all of the grapes and resell them at double the value and try to put Falcon Crest out of business. Chase goes down there to see what's going on. He was like, well, how did y'all get the permits so fast, and how did all this happen? Well, we know they got the permits through Hogan because Richard got Hogan in his back pocket, and that's how he was able to get the permits. So, of course, Chase immediately runs up to Falcon Crest and says, look, Angela, see what you did? You done signed off on this whole situation, and now look, Richard has this whole plan in place that I forgot how he found out about the grape situation, but he done found out that Richard is building this vineyard and he gonna buy up all the grapes and sell them back at double the price and put all our asses out of business. Okay, this is about Falcon Crest now. This ain't about me and you. This is about Falcon Crest. And so of course Angela's like, well, why you blaming me? He said, because you backed it up and you got your people on the board to vote in favor of it even when I was against it. So that's what it got to do with you. So of course Angela gonna say, well, I tell you what, if you agree to vote Emma's shares in my favor when it's time to vote, I mean, I can handle this for you. And Chase was like, girl, I will vote those shares however I see fit to vote those shares. You are not going to sit here and make me do nothing different with them shares, okay? And Philip is, once again, reminds Angela, I told you, Chase ain't scared of you. Like, this situation right here, Chase got you. Chase has you over a barrel, okay? So Angela pulls her trump card. Angela calls up the guy down to the brokerage and sets up a meeting with him.
Come up to the valley.
Oh, shoot. Sets up a meeting with him. I hit the wrong button, sorry, y'all. And basically lets him know that, listen, I was really trying to be nice to you. But here's what I know. I know you have a drug problem. And unless you find a way to reject those shares and not let those 2 million new shares out on the market, I'm going to let your whole board of directors know that you have a drug problem. And you will no longer have a company because they're going to vote your ass out the same way I'm trying to vote Richard's ass out. Now, while this is going on, Jacqueline then met up with Richard. She done set up a meeting to go meet with Richard. Baby, her mink coat is badder than Angela's mink coat, honey. And so they're talking and they're having a pleasant conversation. And so then she tries to talk to him and says, listen, I need you to back up off my boy Chase. Like, we can work together and we can do business together, but you need to back up off of Chase. And Richard was like, yeah, see, no, that's not gonna happen. And she was like, what you mean? He said, well, I ain't gonna sit here and tell you no lie. I can't promise you that I'm gonna back up off of Chase. That's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry, ma'am. And so she done already tried to talk to Chase. She done already tried to talk to Richard, and neither one of them are trying to give her what she wants. Ain't neither one of them backing down or backing up off of it. Now down to the winery, Cole and Cole and Lance have another little situation, and Lance gets Cole to do, at the last minute, do this job that's gonna take him all night. And he says, "Well, don't worry about it. I understand this is gonna take you a while, but I'll let you sleep in. Come in work, come on in late tomorrow. You can sleep in." Now, Cole, I don't know why the hell you fell for the okie doke. You already know Lance be on that bullshit. You already know Lance be setting you up. Why did you think it was okay for you to sleep in? So, of course, the next day he comes to work late, and Angela, lays him out talking about you don't get to just sleep in and come in and work when you feel like it. We keep tight hours around here. So either you gonna get with the program or you gonna find somewhere else to be. And so he looks at Lance like, "You set me up again." Of course he did. What is wrong with you? You already know he gonna set you up. So again, Jacqueline once again tries to talk to Chase and tries to convince Chase to make nice with Richard. And Chase was like, "I'm not understanding why you are trying to make me be nice to Richard. Richard has done horrible things to this family. And even though right now I know that you are laser focused on Angela, but please let's not forget that Richard is an enemy too. Like, we can have two enemies at the same damn time, okay?" Now, while this is going on, Angela then met with Daryl Clayton. And Angela said, "I'm not understanding why Maggie is back. Like, I paid you good money to keep Maggie down in LA." And he was like, "Well, there was some complications and things, I wasn't able to make it happen." And Angela was like, "Listen, let's cut through the bull. You already know what it is. I need you to keep Maggie distracted in a way as long as possible, because I need Chase distracted, and I need him to get the hell away from the valley. If he running back and forth to LA, he can't pay attention to what the hell I'm doing up here. What is it gonna take to get Maggie back on board with this damn project? Like, I'll buy the option. We ain't never got to make the movie, but you can sure make it look like a studio picked up the option." So she pays him $10,000, which of course in 1984, I say $10,000 now, but I'm sure it stretched a lot further, than it does now. So he calls up Maggie, he goes down to Maggie's house and meets with Maggie, and he lets Maggie know, "Listen, the movie got picked up for an option, but we really need, we need to work on it together. So, I need you." And, Maggie was like, "Well, why is this check?" Because he gave her some money, talking about this was her cut of the deal. And it was drawn off of his private account. And she was like, "Why is this coming out of your personal account? Like, why is this not coming from a studio?" And he gave her some bullshit story as to why he had to funnel it through his account. So then we see them working later on in the episode. And of course, if she says left, he says right. Anything to frustrate her, anything to prolong the process, to make the process go longer. And Maggie ain't stupid. I think she's so caught up in wanting this to be real, but in the back of her mind, she knows there's some bullshit going on. Like, she know that she ain't figured it out, obviously, but she know he got some shit with him. So the head of the brokerage firm goes to see Richard and let Richard know that the board of directors voted and they vetoed releasing those 2 million shares. They said that the market just can't take it. And he was like, "So we already had an agreement. Like, how you just going to double back on this agreement that we had?" And he was like, "Well, because of course, Angela done sued, to threaten his ass." So of course he told Richard, "Listen, this is just what we voted. I can't, there's nothing I can do about it. It is what it is." So now Richard realizes that Angela does have enough stock and that she can vote him out as editor-in-chief, and, of the newspaper. So now he is nervous, because before he thought he had it all, figured out, and that Angela had him, beat. But he realizes that Angela done pulled a chess move, and he's pretty certain that Angela had something to do with those shares not being released, but he can't prove it, obviously. So ultimately, now Jacqueline has this conversation with Angela, basically telling her, "We need to call a truce. Like, Chase is my son. and you know, y'all work together, and I don't like you, you don't like me, and we ain't liked each other for a long time, but at the end of the day, we need to do what's in the best interest of Chase, and you know, keeping this you know, making this business work, right? And you know, they agree, but you know, at the end of the day, they're gonna be fighting again, child. You know that ain't gonna last long. They're gonna be right back at each other's throats again. Now Chase goes back down to the board and lets the board know what the problem is, and Chase lets um um what's his name, Hudson Howard Hogan. Chase lets Hogan know that he knows that Richard bought him off. Like, listen, I know you changed your vote miraculously after your truck blew up and you got this brand new Packard that you riding around town in. Like, I'm not stupid. I know that has something to do with it. And Hogan tries to talk to Chase like, no, like you know, nah, we good. And Chase is like, nah, we not good. We not good, but it's cool. I see it. I see what you did. And it is what it is. Now we have this moment where Lance bonds with the baby. He hears the baby crying. Nobody's around. He goes in the room. He picks the baby up out the crib, and they have a moment where they get the bonding and stuff. And Melissa walks in on it, and Melissa was like, "See, it's not so hard, is it?" So I was like, "Mm-hmm." Melissa is gonna realize that she can get more bees with honey than with vinegar, and she's trying to get Lance to love that baby so that Lance don't want to get that damn blood test, honey. So we will see, we will see, we will see. Last but not least, honey, Jacqueline once again tries to get Chase to not go for Richard, okay? But Chase has more than enough ammunition at this point to know that Richard is pulling an okey doke with that new vineyard down to the land, whatever. And Chase goes down there to confront Richard. So they have this big argument. He's down in Richard's office and they're yelling back and forth. And he tells Richard, listen, you can't threaten. He's like, what you gonna do if I don't back off? You gonna blow up my car? And then Richard realizes that Chase has figured that part out, and they're just kind of going back and forth. And next thing you know, honey, Jacqueline come busting up in there, and Chase was like, Mom, what you doing here? And Richard was like, what you doing here? And she said, listen. And she throws that mink down on that couch, and she says, listen, y'all need to listen to me, okay? Because let me tell you something good. Y'all can't be fighting each other because y'all are brothers. Richard, I'm your mother. I said, oh. And the plot thickens. That was the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.